Vincent Harris had always been the odd one out. In a family full of honor roll kids and Ivy League aspirations, he was the exception. While his cousins brought home straight A's and trophies, Vincent was the one teachers labeled as average, the one family members whispered about behind closed doors. His report cards were filled with C's and D's. "He's not serious," they'd say. Aunt Rel laughed at every failed test. "Boy, you're embarrassing yourself," she'd chuckle. Even your little cousin knows her times tables. At reunions and holidays, Vincent learned to disappear into the background. "So, how's school?" Uncle Lee would ask without even stopping to hear the answer. His mother, Judith, would just purse her lips, disappointment written across her face. "You can't keep messing up," she'd say quietly, never quite meeting his gaze. By the time he turned 16, Vincent felt like a shadow in his own home. One evening, his uncle pulled him aside. "We've had enough. You're dragging this family down. It's time for you to go." Judith stood silently at the door, arms crossed. "If you can't contribute, you can't stay." His legs buckled. "Please, just one more chance. I'll do better. I promise. I just need some help." Aunt Michelle wouldn't look at him. Uncle Lee shrugged. "We've already given you enough chances." Sarah folded her arms and looked at the floor. "You're just lazy, Vincent. That's all there is to it." Tears welled in his eyes. "Please, I have nowhere else to go." Judith's voice was flat. "We're done. Pack your things." No one reached out. No one softened. They watched like statues. Vincent didn't fight anymore. He picked up a plastic bag stuffed with clothes and stepped out into the night, heart heavy with confusion and hurt. The years that followed were survival in its rawest form. He bounced between bus stations, dingy motels, and warehouse jobs. Dinner was often ramen noodles or vending machine snacks. Some nights, he slept behind laundromats. Others, with a second-hand textbook open on his chest. By 20, he had discovered coding, a world no one in his family even understood. At 25, he sold his first tech company. By 32, Vincent Harris had landed on the cover of Forbes, the youngest black billionaire in the country. That's when the phone started ringing. His mother, voice trembling, left a message. "Vincent, baby, it's your mom. We miss you." Aunt Rel chimed in next. "You know we always believed in you. Families fight, that's all." Uncle Lee tried to keep it casual. "Let's catch up, man. Just dinner, just talk." For a full year, they called and texted. They sent old family photos, little gifts, even tears. "We never meant to hurt you." Vincent watched it all unfold without saying much. His wife, Teresa, once asked, "Do you believe them?" He shook his head. "No, but I'm not cruel." He gave in. He invited them to Atlanta, booked them luxury hotel suites, and gave them tours of his offices. Sarah's eyes went wide. "You built all this?" Vincent nodded. "Every bit of it." Soon, he started buying them homes. "This one's for you, Mom," he said, handing over keys to a Buckhead mansion. He opened businesses for his brothers. "We'll make the family proud." Suddenly, his name was spoken with admiration. That's Vincent's car. That's his office downtown. But the gratitude didn't last. One afternoon, he overheard his brother Jamal on the phone. "Yeah, it's just Vincent's money. He'll cover it." Aunt Rel muttered one day, "He owes us after everything." At Thanksgiving, arguments broke out over who deserved a bigger bonus from the family fund. Teresa watched it all with unease. "They treat you like their employee." Vincent sighed. "It's only a matter of time." He started pulling away, ignored calls, stopped the gifts. That's when the bitterness showed. "You acting different now." His cousin snapped at brunch. "Don't forget where you came from," Uncle Lee warned, his tone cutting. Vincent just smiled and changed the topic. That night, he told Teresa, "I need to see how deep this goes. What if I wasn't here tomorrow?" She frowned. "What does that mean?" "Nothing," he said, lying. A month later, on a rainy night in Colorado, the world heard shocking news. Vincent Harris had died in a fiery car crash on a mountain road. The vehicle was incinerated beyond recognition. In the driver's seat, only a charred skeleton remained. along with a wallet bearing his name. Back in Atlanta, 2 police officers came to Teresa's door. Her voice trembled. "Is this real?" "Yes, ma'am. We're very sorry." She collapsed, overcome with grief. Within the hour, the Harris family arrived. No hugs, no condolences. Jamal was the first through the door. "Where's the deed to the house?" Sarah was already on the phone. "Girl, we about to come up. I'll call you when we know who gets what." Aunt Rel made herself a drink and kicked up her feet. "Better start packing, Teresa." Teresa blinked, stunned. "He's gone and you're talking about." Jamal cut her off. "He was our blood. You just married in." That night, right there in Vincent's home, they began dividing his empire. Uncle Lee called dibs on the Porsche. Sarah claimed the Miami condo. Aunt Rel wanted the lake house and the jewelry. Teresa tried to protest. "You can't just—" "Stay in your lane," Jamal snapped. By 2 a.m., the Harris family had unofficially moved in. Teresa sat at the bottom of the staircase, knees tucked into her chest. They laughed in the kitchen, popped open Vincent's best champagne, and made lists of what to sell first. "I just need a moment to breathe," Teresa said softly. Aunt Michelle rolled her eyes. "Then breathe outside. You're slowing us down." By morning, they were packing up his watches, suits, and designer shoes. Jamal handed her a folder. "Sign over whatever's left. The accounts, passwords, it all belongs to the family." She stared at him, voice shaking. "He trusted you." "He trusted us," Jamal said coldly. "Not you." She turned toward the master bedroom, her bedroom, where she and Vincent had built a life together. Sarah stepped in front of her. "That's for family. Use the guest room until the paperwork's done." Teresa's eyes filled with tears. This isn't what he'd want. Aunt Michelle poured more whiskey. "Well, he's not here." "We are." For the next 3 days, Teresa wandered like a ghost in her own home. They threw a celebration of life that turned into an all-night party. She locked herself in the bathroom, arms wrapped around her knees, and whispered to silence, "Please, Vincent, come back." On the 4th morning, a loud knock rattled the apartment door. Jamal's voice barked from the hallway. "Time's up. Pack your stuff. You're out." Teresa reached for a framed photo sitting on the mantel, fingers trembling. Before she could grasp it, Sarah snatched it away. "He's not yours anymore." And just like that, Teresa was thrown out. No suitcase, no car, not even her wedding ring. Sarah had already claimed that too. She stood on the curb in the unforgiving Atlanta heat, sweat sticking to her skin as she stared at the house that once held her dreams. Now, it was occupied by people who treated her like an afterthought, a family fueled by resentment and greed. They didn't grieve. They didn't mourn. While headlines flooded the news cycle about the young billionaire's untimely death, the mansion became a circus of indulgence. Uncle Lee lounged in Vincent's leather recliner, browsing luxury property listings on the oversized TV. Let's list this one first. Miami's booming. Aunt Rel stuffed Teresa's belongings into trash bags. Why she got so many clothes? She ain't worked a day in her life. Jamal, phone on speaker, dialed the family attorney. "We need to see the will. If there's one, make sure Teresa's name ain't anywhere it shouldn't be." Sarah, meanwhile, strutted around Vincent's car collection, snapping selfies and posting them online. #blessed. 2 months later, a violent storm rolled through Atlanta. Thunder rattled the windows, and rain fell like judgment. In a rundown apartment on the edge of the city, Teresa moved slowly to answer a knock. Hair unbrushed, feet in worn slippers, she opened the door. There he was. Vincent had pulled over his head, his face thinner, eyes weary, but alive. Teresa froze. He stepped forward cautiously. "It's me." The grocery bag in her hand fell to the floor. "Teresa," he said again, softly. "I'm here." Her lips parted, but no sound came. Then suddenly, she struck him. Her fists, her palms, all at once. "How could you?" He didn't move, didn't stop her, just stood there, taking every blow. She collapsed, sobbing, knees buckling beneath her. "You left me with them." He dropped beside her, wrapping his arms around her shaking frame, tears sliding down his own cheeks. I didn't know another way. I needed to see who they really were. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. She hit his chest again, gentler this time. Don't you ever do that to me again. He nodded through tears. Never again. Thunder cracked overhead as they clung to each other on the apartment floor, the storm outside echoing the one they'd both just survived. After the tears, Teresa pulled back, wiping her face. They took everything. They destroyed what we built. Vincent's expression turned cold. Then we take it back. All of it. But this time, I'm not doing it alone. They went straight to work. Sitting shoulder to shoulder at a rickety kitchen table, they opened a battered laptop. I need everything you remember, Vincent said. Names, dates, what they touched, what they claimed. Teresa recalled it all. Sarah took your watches. Jamal emptied your business accounts. Your mom told the lawyer to stop answering my calls. Rel changed the alarm codes. Vincent nodded, fingers flying across the keyboard. They moved fast. I figured they would. That's why I left Traps. Teresa blinked hopeful. Traps. His mouth curled into a sharp smile. They signed everything over to my shell companies. They just don't know it yet. Vincent launched into action, using encrypted calls, mass numbers, and anonymous emails. First target. Aunt Rel. Hello, Ms. Rel Harris? Yeah, who's this? This is Wells Fargo Fraud Division. We're flagging a $250,000 transfer. Need to verify activity. Rel chuckled. We got money now, baby. By morning, the account was frozen solid. Next, Jamal. He woke the police at the door. Sir, this vehicle is listed as stolen. We're going to need to impound it. Jamal flailed. It's my brother's. The officer replied, but your name's not on any title. In Buckhead, Vincent's mother sat sipping coffee. When the lights cut off, she called the utility company. What do you mean the account's closed? This is my house. Ma'am, the agent responded, ownership records have changed. You must vacate within 72 hours. At the bank, Sarah tried to pull funds, but her card was declined. She slammed the counter. Get me a manager. The response was cold. There's an ongoing fraud investigation, Miss Harris. Within days, the family was in shambles. The group chat exploded. Jamal, my car's gone. Sarah, they're freezing everything. Michelle, someone fix this before I lose it. That night, Vincent called the family group chat under his real number. Jamal answered, voice unsteady. Who is this? Vincent's voice came through sharp as ice. You already know. Silence fell. Rel whispered, Vincent, is that you? Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the house. The cars, the bank accounts. Sarah stuttered. We thought you were gone. He cut her off. You didn't think about Teresa, though, did you? Jamal growled. Where are you, man? Let's talk. Vincent hung up. Teresa looked at him across the table. You don't sound like the same man. He stared back, calm but fierce. I see them for who they are now. Legal action followed swiftly. Fraud, theft, breach of trust. Court orders landed on the mansion doorstep. Rel tore hers to pieces, screaming he was supposed to be dead. Jamal punched a hole in the wall. Guess a lawyer now. Then came the repo trucks. Every luxury car, every designer piece, every inch of tech was stripped from the Buckhead estate. Sarah burst outside in pajamas, yelling, You can't take that. The driver held up paperwork. We can, and we are. Vincent's mother tried one last time, calling his old number. He picked up. Baby, she whispered. We were wrong. Please forgive us. His voice was steady. I begged you to see me. She never heard from him again. By the end of the month, the house was empty. All that remained were bitter memories and shattered egos. In a cramped apartment, Jamal paced. How did he pull this off? He was dead. Rel lit a cigarette. He's always been clever. We should have known. Meanwhile, far above the Atlanta skyline, Vincent and Teresa moved quietly into a new penthouse. That night, She stood by the window, city lights flickering below. "What now?" she asked. Vincent smiled. "Now we live." The fall of the Harris family made headlines across Atlanta. No more invitations. No more admiration. Only whispers about betrayal and greed. Vincent never reached out again. He didn't need to. Each night, he held Teresa's hand a little tighter. And in the silence, all that remained of the Harris family were the echoes of their own cold words. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss another unforgettable story.